I strongly suggest using a broker until you've invested for many, many years. Not because a broker has some kind of magic insight, but you're looking for a broker with the heart of a teacher. And that's someone who can teach you why you need to look at different types of investments and why you might want to look at this mutual fund versus that mutual fund. Your investing, especially in your 20s, is all about learning about the investments as you go along as much as it is actually making the investment.
The rule of 72 is a way to determine how long an investment will take to double if it has a fixed rate of return. For example, if you had $100 invested at 10%, you would divide 72 by the interest rate, 10%, which equals 7.2. So it would take approximately 7.2 years to double your money, your original investment. So in 7.2 years, that $100 investment would now be $200. And I know what you're saying. 7 years to double $100? Now, let's play around with the numbers. Remember Ben and Arthur? Ben invested $16,000 over 8 years. His money will double in 7 years to $32,000 without working a day. So if he lets it double again, it will be worth $64,000 before he's 34 years old. Now, let's play around with the interest rate. A standard savings account at your local bank averages 1%. So if you took the same Ben and Arthur story, it would take Ben 72 years to double his initial investment of $16,000. Well, that can't be right. Well, it is. Interest rate is a powerful part of the equation. Certificates of deposit at your local bank earn about 3%. Ben would take 24 years to double up with that investment. That's why finding a strong mutual fund with a long track record of high interest returns is the best way to invest long term. Go to foundationsu.com to test out the investing calculator and see what a small investment now could do for you in 50 years. It will blow your mind. You learned in an earlier lesson how important it is to begin investing as soon as possible. The earlier you begin, the more money you will have when you reach retirement. You're ready to begin investing when you are out of debt, have your college education fully funded, and you've saved an emergency fund. Now, once you start earning an income, you'll need to invest 15% for retirement into a qualified plan. A qualified plan is tax favored, which means it receives special tax treatment and allows you to save more money than fully taxable non-qualified plans. And when it comes to individual retirement accounts, everyone with an earned income is eligible. You can invest in anything through your IRA, including single stocks, mutual funds, and bonds. Remember, IRA is not a type of investment at the bank. It is the tax treatment on virtually any type of investment. Like an employer retirement plan, traditional IRAs are pre-tax plans. You can deduct the money you put into your IRA from your taxes each year. Your money grows tax deferred, which means you pay taxes on the funds when you withdraw them in your retirement. The Roth IRA is an after-tax retirement plan that grows tax-free. The money you put into your Roth IRA is not tax deductible, but the money you withdraw from it in retirement is tax-free. The Roth IRA has more choices than the traditional IRA and has tons of flexibility. You can make tax-free and penalty-free withdrawals at any time equal to the amount of money you've put into your Roth IRA. After the emergency fund is depleted, you now would have a fallback. Something to remember. There are limits based on the total household income to the annual contribution amount for a Roth IRA. These amounts can change based on inflation. Go to foundationsu.com to check out the current contribution phase-out limits. Now, if you leave a job and have money saved in your employer's retirement plan, always roll that money into an IRA using a direct rollover, which allows you to avoid taxes and penalties. Annuities are a savings account sold by an insurance company. It's designed to provide payments to the holder at specified intervals, usually after retirement. Annuities are tax deferred, which means that you pay taxes on the money in an annuity when you take it out. Fixed annuities have a low interest rate of around 5%. They have high fees as well and are a bad investment option. Variable annuities are mutual funds sheltered by the annuity, which allows the mutual fund to grow tax deferred. There are many more details about qualified plans, but these are the basics you need to know for now. So, as far as investing, we've talked about qualified plans, we've talked about 401ks and 403bs. Another alternative to investing is real estate investing. But you have to be careful. You don't want to move too quick in this. You want to make sure you got the right information and you have knowledge about the property or investment that you're looking at buying. See, it takes a lot of money to take care of a piece of real estate. So when you begin to look at real estate as an investment, there's a few things you want to know. First, you need to make sure you've got lots of cash on hand before using real estate as an investment. See, real estate is typically held for a while. People are going to buy that piece of property and they want it to appreciate, which just means grow in value. So it's all about timing. It's about being patient. It's about having a game plan. So you want to make sure that you're getting good advice from a professional realtor. You want someone you can talk to that knows the area, that knows what the property may appreciate to later. So you want to make sure that you have a game plan in your thinking. Real estate is typically held as part of a larger portfolio. Now, it's generally considered an alternative investment. It's that because it's going to cost you money. There are times where you're not going to see a lot of money back until you get ready to sell it down the road, unless you're renting it out. So you want to be thinking, you want to look at it. It's a part of your investment strategy. See, beforehand, you want to make sure that you're investing 15% of your income in a qualified retirement plan before you even begin to move into the real estate. See, real estate can be anything, okay? It can be land. It can be land plus a barn or an apartment complex or a home. So you have to start to think a little bit bigger. Real estate is the least liquid consumer investment, which means you can't quickly get your hands on the money. So you're going to have to sell the property before you can get the money out of it. So you want to remember, you want to make sure you have your emergency fund and you have things set aside, because once you begin to move forward into real estate investing, it's not something that's going to happen quick. Remember, you make your money at the buy. You want to buy low and you want to sell high, which means you want to sell it for as much as you can. Other special considerations when investing in real estate is to remember this: it takes money to buy it, it takes time to sell it, and it also takes money to maintain the piece of property, whether it's keeping up the home or taking care of the land. So you want to begin to think and understand that the real estate market is also cyclical, which means there are times that properties really go up in value, and there are also times that they begin to go down. Supply and demand rule in the real estate market. Remember, you make your money on the buy. So take your time, look forward, and remember, real estate is a long-term investment. It's not something you're going to do quickly because it can be costly.
Bad ideas in the investment world. Bad ideas. The first one is gold. There's gold commercials all over the radio. They're all over cable. Buy gold, buy gold. If the economy collapses, we'll use gold. No, we don't. That's just simply not true. Historical facts are gold is not used when an economy collapses since the Roman Empire. Find me one. You know anything about, did you ever take Western Civ? I mean, did you ever, look at them. There's no failed economy where gold became the standard. Where, you know, and let me give you a microcosm, a little micro failed economy, all right? You remember when Katrina hit New Orleans? There was nothing left. Just wiped it out, right? Anybody remember that? Say yes. Yes. That, in a sense, that's a failed economy right then, isn't it? Okay? People weren't running around down there with little bags of gold. But I tell you what, a bottle of water or a can of gasoline would get you about anything you wanted for a month or two there, wouldn't it? Goods and services sold and bartered are what happens when an economy collapses. People don't go, here, I'll give you my ring. They don't want your ring. They want a bottle of water. That's what happens. So that's a bogus thing. And besides that, over a 50-year track record, gold has averaged 4.1%. Hadn't even kept up with inflation. So the only gold I've got is I got some pretty cool cufflinks and a decent gold watch. That's the only gold I got. I don't own a single piece of gold, nor would I ever, ever, ever recommend you buy gold. Number 2, commodities and futures. Buying and selling stuff like pork bellies or wheat futures or oil futures. Any of you see the movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy? That's what they were doing. They were running a scam in the middle of the commodities thing. Commodities is a great way to lose a bunch of money because really what you're betting against is the weather. This is dumb. Have you ever noticed that the only two people who can keep their jobs are economists and weather forecasters and still be wrong all the time? The rest of us, if we're wrong all the time, we lose our job, but they can keep theirs. Who knows what it's going to do? You don't know. I bought a gold future one time. I put two dumb things together. Gold and I bought futures. This friend of mine was playing golf with this guy and he'd been picking gold prices in the commodities market and 11 out of 11 times he had hit. Pretty impressive. I'm 25 years old, I know everything, and I've got $5,000. So I put $5,000 in a 92-day future. That means in 92 days, if gold prices hit a certain level, my $5,000 would be worth $50,000 as a tenfold kick. Pretty sweet. But if it doesn't hit that level, and if this guy goes 12 out of 12, I figure he's got a dozen in him, right? He's done 11 in a row, but he's probably got a dozen in him. I'm going to try this. So I put $5,000 in. And I'm thinking it's going to turn, if it doesn't hit that mark though, you get zero. So it's 0 or 50 grand. In 92 days, I learned more about gold than I have in my entire life. I watched every day what gold was doing. I was freaking out about gold and we lost every dollar of that. It didn't hit. He missed it. And that's what you usually do, playing around with stuff like that. Don't pay stupid tax. Stupid tax is when you lose money doing stupid things with money. Don't do stupid things with money and lose your money. I've paid lots of stupid tax. Learn from somebody else who's learned the hard way. Don't do it. Day trading. Day trading is stupid. CNN reports that 88% of the day traders lose money and 70% lose nearly all of it. Not long ago, I had a lady from Louisville, Kentucky call me whose husband had lost $625,000 day trading. The last $150,000 of that $625,000 he lost, he had put on credit cards. You know why she called me? She wanted to know how she was going to make it as a single mom because she had left him the day before. He completely ruined his life chasing a rainbow. It's not there. But he bought one of these systems, one of these get-rich-quick things, decided it was going to be easy, and he didn't have to do it the slow way, and he got his tail kicked in.
Buying and selling investments can be intimidating, so I want to give you a few tips. First, you want to set your investment goals and consider a time frame. You want to know how long is it going to take before you plan to get married, or buy a house, or save up for college, or even retire. Give yourself a realistic time frame to work to achieve those goals. Next, you want to learn the different types of investments. There are some out there that are shorter range and others that are long range. You want to know the difference. What fits you and your investment strategy? Then, you want to choose an investment professional. We recommend someone with the heart of a teacher. This is somebody that cares about you. They care about you reaching your goals. They work for you. So never invest in something that you don't completely understand. Take the time to ask the questions. Next, understand basic investment strategies and identify which ones are going to help you reach your goals. You don't want to do something that someone tells you to do without you understanding it. Also, build your portfolio. Make sure you diversify. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. It creates too much risk for that one basket. Finally, stick to your investment strategy. Throughout the stock market's history, 85% of 5-year periods made money, and 95% of 10-year periods made money. In the end, following these financial tips will help you reach your goals.